And right on cue, we're back online thanks to our hotspot giving us some issues. We will have a return to start out this game. For the Falcons, it is their man, Andrew Hasley, to the left side. He's still avoiding tackles. Andrew Hasley gets to the 44-yard line.
It's a big return for the Falcons that really sets them up. Great field position. Let's see who comes out at quarterback. Kind of keeping it close to the vest pregame. Let's see who they bring it out. Who will they bring out?
You know who it is? I got the word when talking to Coach Adams on the sideline.
Did you now?
Zach Dooley, the sophomore.
On the receiving team, 10-yard penalty. Going to be first down.
So penalty on the receiving team, so it's still first down. We got our first call. Didn't see the dirty laundry on the field, but that's okay.
Kind of came in a little late there, Spence.
Just a smidge, but the Falcons have Zach Dooley at the helm, the sophomore. With, of course, we talked about it. Everybody knows the unfortunate injury from Daniel Holcomb. You really hate it for him, especially in his senior year, that he's not going to be able to play any more sports the rest of the year.
Well, he has struggled with injuries his whole career, and you thought maybe senior year he's in the clear, he'll be good, he can get play a full season with FCA, and he has struggled, and that's not on him. It's so unfortunate.
Sad thing for sure, but Dooley at the helm, right side incomplete, intended for Davis Carpenter.
Looked like that was big old number 7, Jeremiah Seuss, one of the team leaders in tackles, getting in there, getting a big old paw in that ball, knocking it to the side. That was a great job for that defensive line, getting in there, creating a little pressure. You know what? Put a little pressure on that quarterback, on that first-time quarterback.
And you can look at the scores from the Freedom Cowboys throughout the season, and even though they are a 3-3 team on the books, it was pretty close from all the games that they've had, and dirty laundry on the field again.
I think we get a false start, Spence.
Dead ball, false start on offense, 5-yard penalty. It'll be second down.
You are really good with predicting this penalty game.
Well, it's easy when you see an offensive player start his route before anybody else moves.
Very easy. So 2nd and 15 for Franklin Christian. Right side. There's a cut. Asa Sheets, one of the stars for the Falcons, gets forward just a little bit. And it looks like it's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Freedom Cowboys.
Sheets had a great run going, had forward progress, and it looks like they stripped the ball out. Spence, we got the replay?
We should have it there. That was a recovery. It looked like Tristan Martone.
Tristan Martone, yeah.
Tristan Martone
on
there.
Here he goes, has the ball. Right there is where it would have been stripped away. Yep.
It looks like they forced a pop out.
I would almost wonder if his knee was down. Of course, camera angle doesn't show close enough, but that's a big defensive play for the Cowboys.
So that's 6 points on the board for Freedom. So that's a big statement for the Cowboys to make on homecoming night. Take another 5 seconds off of the clock for that one, but 6 points on the board for the Cowboys. At least not officially on the scoreboard in stadium, but 2-point conversion coming up. And their quarterback, David Kinney, gets it off to the right side. The catch incomplete. So the Cowboys already strike first blood early on in FCA's homecoming game. Onside kick attempt, and
I think FCA got it.
Waiting for the call from the officials.
Yeah, don't take my call for it.
And looked like there was a little bit of shoving there by Jeremiah Seuss. But
Freedom
Flag
comes up with the
thrown,
ball.
and Freedom's got the recovery.
Oh, it's on Collins. Collins was out. Oh, he's not happy with Seuss.
Oh, yeah.
But Collins
Coach
was
is not
out
mad.
on the field. We're going to get a sideline flag here.
But there was also, so a sideline warning, but Seuss, Coach Collins, not happy about that one.
No. And I wouldn't be if I was him. But let's get the official call.
We'll just wait for.
By the way, if you were just tuning in, we've had connection problems, but
Looks like we're
FCA had the ball to start out. Handoff to Asa Sheets on the second play of the game, ripped away by Freedom. Number 9, Tristan Martone. And he took it in for a Cowboys touchdown.
Oh, the Falcons recovered it.
Wow, they're going to give it to FCA. Maybe that's what Collins was saying something about.
And there's a sideline warning, but
Here's the announcement.
Didn't get his mic on, but said sideline warning on the Cowboys, and Coach Collins just discussing with the officials there. They're making sure that everything's kept under control. That's preventative officiating right there. Even though there's a flag, he's just explaining to Coach Collins about what needs to be done.
It really is. And Coach Collins, he's been around the game a long time. He knows the game. He knows how it goes with the officials. I'm sure he has a great reputation with the officials in Alabama. And so he just, wanted more likely wanted an explanation, wanted to be on the same page. And there's nothing wrong with that, honestly.
And the referees conferring just to make sure their decision was correct, and Falcons got the ball instead of the Cowboys.
Great field position, though, after the onside.
On the 46. And false start there by Owen Carpenter, but we'll get the official announcement.
Taking my job away.
Right in front of me. We'll get the call.
Dead ball. False start on offense. 5-yard penalty. Still be first down.
So move that back 5 yards. So still decent field advantage on the 41-yard line. And again, on homecoming night, it's one of those situations, this is our third homecoming game. And first homecoming game we did was for Riverside Christian against Franklin Christian. Booking a team that is in a rebuilding phase that is more than likely not going to be huge of a challenge to you. And for the Eagles of Ezel in their homecoming night, they had Lighthouse, who they're, at least according to you, the best 0-4 team that you've seen. But it's one of those questions of...
Well, they hung more points up on Ezel than any other Tennessee team has. So let me throw that in there, Spence.
They did throw up more points on that, but it's the question of course, for the Falcons with their scheduling, why they put the Freedom Cowboys on homecoming night. But got a call.
Timeout. Offense.
So timeout by the Falcons, and we'll talk more about that in just a moment. But the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by Grace Point Healthcare, Modern Medicine, the old-fashioned way. Jets Pizza of Springfield, Fort Campbell, and Clarksville. Let's get Jets. The Allergy Center of Franklin. Visit allergyfranklin.com. And Joe Graves with I Hate Buying Insurance. Visit IHateBuyingInsurance.com. So back after the timeout, FCA has 2 more. They start for a first and 15 after the kickoff. Dooley, toss across the middle. It's a big pass, and it is caught. Their main man, Hasley, to the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons.
That's a big play, and I called it. I said Dooley has weapons. He's got Andrew Hasley, a guy that all year, his first year playing ball, he has established himself as a viable target. At first for Holcomb, now for for Dooley rather. And I'm going to try to make sure that we don't have scaffold in this shot, Spence. There we go.
A smidge. We had that issue last year, but we got a taller tripod. But regardless of any scaffolding,
Just
6 points already
I
for the
mean,
Falcons.
that was a shot on the money by Dooley.
We'll just show
And
it to you one
here's
more.
what I hate.
We'll
I
just
hate.
show it to you one more time after this 2-point conversion attempt. But what is it that you hate?
Well, I'll tell you after the 2-point conversion attempt. There, Spence. How about one on you though?
Falcons have a chance to take the lead here.
And they're not going to kick the
And
extra
it's a muffed snap by Dooley. And 2-point conversion is no good.
No harm, no foul. It's a 6-6 game.
You know, we'll show the replay real quick on this and learn what James Shannon hates the most.
Well, let me clarify. I was about to say that he was a senior, and Zach Dooley is not a senior. So guess what?
He's a
Guess
sophomore.
what? He's only a sophomore. They still got 2 years of this. And as I really do love Daniel Holcomb. I love Elijah. I loved Elijah Jones. I loved all the FCA quarterbacks. But guess what? FCA's got themselves a baller, and they still got him for 2 years. I hate what happened to Holcomb, but this might be the best thing that ever happened to FCA because now they can have their young quarterback start developing chemistry. They're not, in a playoff crunch. There's a possibility on paper that they can make the playoffs, but they're not in a playoff race necessarily like Lancaster and Ezell are. So they can afford, especially against an out-of-conference, out-of-state team, to develop him and continue to grow him and grow his chemistry with his receivers. I was looking for the word. Of course, you didn't help me with the word, but, whatever.
You expect me to help you during broadcast? That's
Yes.
not how it works.
Yes, that's exactly how it works.
The only way it works is if you have a tech issue, I help you.
That's true.
You should know that at this point.
That's true.
Even if I ask for help, it's like, hey, can you give me a stat on this? Nope.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Never happens.
Waiting on updates as well from Ezell at CCS and Lancaster
game
at
up there in
Classical. That's a big
Lighthouse.
one. That's a big one. They're really two big games. I mean, the Lighthouse Swanee obviously is big for Lighthouse getting on the getting in the winning column, but it's a big one for Lighthouse and a big one literally across the street.
And kick deep towards the end zone. This will be a touchback for Freedom Cowboys, and we'll see them go on offense for the first time tonight as David Kinney, their quarterback, and bingo. The tradition that they usually do, the headmaster of the school, Hugh Harris, goes to get the kicking tee.
I'm not impressed, Spence.
Fetches it back. Well, you've seen it.
He took it to the wrong coach. That's golden.
I mean, we've seen it several times at this point, so it's expected, but it's always a great tradition there on homecoming.
All right, if you say so there, Spence.
Tied at 6, and Freedom Cowboys, and again, like I said earlier, they're 3-3 on their overall record, but you look at the box scores for each of those games, they could easily be a 6-0 team in the games they played.
They've played some dadgum good teams there in Alabama. Of course, playing Riverside here in Tennessee in the race for a playoff spot. The Heat, they've struggled, but it was a good game with the Heat. They were able to pull out the win, so this is not a patty cake team.
And the run is up the middle. That's going to be Jaden Hermina.
There's our first look at, I think it's Hermina. But there's our first look at Hermina.
I got that in your head already.
Dadgummit.
Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. But Hermina.
That's my line.
I know it is. Second and 6. And that run up the middle gets him about 4 yards as Kinney, 2 receivers out left. And he's going to hand it off to the right. It's again Hermina.
That's
about a yard.
That's a good solid carry. And really for FCA, Freedom is a running team. That's the kind of team FCA needs to play tonight. A team where, they could take guys, stuff the box, watch for the pass because they do throw the ball every blue moon, but stuff the box and keep an eye on Hermina tonight. As well, really, on Kinney, I got the chance to watch the Freedom FCA as well as Freedom Heat game, and he does run the ball every now and then.
Toss on the right, intended for Hermina, incomplete.
See, I told you they throw it every once in a while.
Incomplete there, and just under 10 minutes left to go in the first.
Sorry about the camera view, by the way. A little off. Not as high as we've been before.
Been a lot of setups, of course, the scaffolding pretty solid because compared to, other scaffoldings we've been on in the past.
That's okay. It's not better than Evangel. Shout out Evangel.
Evangel has that whole solid structure for
Evangel has
scaffolding.
steps,
Yep.
like literal steps.
Easier than the ladder. And got another flag on the field.
I think we're going to have a false start, Spence.
See the prediction.
False start penalty on the Cowboys.
All right, didn't get it caught from up there, but
Wait,
it was a false
wait.
start.
My whistle.
That's why his
Where is that?
microphone was on at the moment. And we'll go ahead and get that turned off for you. Yeah, so he has his microphone on at the moment, thinks it's off. We've had that confusion before plenty of times. As it goes to the 46-yard line. And the Falcons again get great field advantage, but a flag is down.
Point down by Given.
Might have been a little jaw jacking.
Walker on the play.
Before the play was over.
44 White. All right.
Is it 15?
Yeah, add 15 to the end.
So it'll be 15 to the end of the run.
End or whatever you got, 15.
All right.
So again, I think he got his mic off this time. There you go. He gives a thumbs up. He's good to go. So yeah, 15-yard penalty added to the end of the kick, and they move it up to was at the 46. So I guess he's starting it from the 50, but
I think they missed the spot a little bit. Where a little instant replay might come in handy.
Just might, depending on to correct obvious mistakes like that. But it's one mistake by one official, not a problem. 34-yard line is where the Falcons will start out after that penalty, and another chance for them to get a score here. And again, on a homecoming night, it's very crucial to score early so you could have that motivation going into the second half.
FCA. Get the ball. We'll get the camera on him. We had the camera where the ball was supposed to have been.
First and 10. Dooley, shovel pass to Sheets. Asa Sheets about to the 27-yard line as the clock continues to run.
Shout out to the scaffolding for supporting us.
In more ways than one.
You can appreciate that dad joke, Spence. Go ahead. Say you appreciate it.
I'm not going to lie.
Okay. All right. As long as you're not lying, I'm good. As long as you're not lying like Mufasa, I'm good.
Better have fun in that Lions den, Daniel. We're not lying.
What?
That was a VeggieTales joke for any of you VeggieTales viewers out there.
We're turning into a
having
Alabama.
a typical case of regurgitation from my childhood. So here's
oh, that's
was
a
that
big one.
stripped?
No.
Looked like
He
it
was
almost
down.
was, but what a play for Zach Dooley to stand and keep the ball in his grasp.
Now, the fumble on the beginning, I might have been wrong. That might have been River Hermina. But I think that ball was stripped there by Tristan Martone. You're going to watch that D end. You're on the left side. Left side of your screen. He comes in. Boom. Yep, that's Hermina. Tristan Hermina.
It's hard to tell from that angle, but it almost looked like he could have stripped it there, but very close there.
Spence, we've got a scoring update. Ezel's on the board first, 13-yard touchdown run. I believe that's Jamari Lindell. They take an 8-0 lead on CCS.
Timeout. Offense.
So Falcons call their second timeout of the game. The Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by Tennessee Heat Athletics. Visit TennesseeHeatSports.com. Dr. Sterling Foster. Visit drsterlingfoster.com for all your digestive issues and chiropractic needs. Chuck Miner Homes. Visit Chuck Miner Homes for the best home deals in Middle Tennessee. And Symmetry Financial Group's Daniel Hoffmeister. Safety for your family. plenty of games going on in the league right now. We'll get an update to you in just a moment after this one as Dooley tries to get something orchestrated here. Here's Dooley, left side, deep toss, it intended incomplete. Just looks like some confusion between Carpenter and Hasley, but it's now a 4th down and 11 situation for the Falcons to dig themselves out of. Speaking of a situation for some people to dig themselves out of, I believe it relates to our scoring update we've got from around the conference.
I'm confirming who scored that touchdown. But I do have another confirmed score across the street. Lancaster has gone up on Classical. Spencer, I will give you one guess on what the score is going up on the Classical. First score of the game.
8-0?
It's 2-0. They got a safety on Classical.
Well, just had it back in the end zone and got another penalty. Another timeout.
Timeout. Defense.
Timeout this time by the Cowboys. So
look at that.
2 timeouts left for the Cowboys, 1 timeout left for the Falcons. So very interesting at this point with both teams calling sudden timeouts, but head to another break. Fourth down, and the Falcons are going for it this close to the end zone, and ball is loose. Incomplete. Was picked up by TJ Lorio, but doesn't matter as the Falcons take over.
So after FCA burns a timeout, you come out, and you've got to watch those D linemen. Those D linemen are getting their hands all over the football. I mean, they've already created 2 problems, a turnover on downs, and, first play of the game, D-line got his hand on the ball. You've got to watch them.
And correction, the Falcons turnover there. If they had taken over, it would have been very, very interesting rules interpretation on there, but it's a turnover on downs for Franklin Christian. The Freedom hands it off to their man again, Hermina, and gain of about a yard for 2nd down and 9.
Hermina. It's Hermina. Potato. That's how we'll call it. Potato. We do love having fun with each other.
Yep. You don't call it Hermione, you call it Hermione. But that's a question of the inflection of vowels. It's just like potato. 2nd and 8 yards to gain. Here's another handoff.
Ball was on the ground. Sheets got in there.
Sheets with a big defensive stop.
Sorry, didn't mean to walk over you.
No, you're good.
Sheets, that's a huge play. That's a big play.
And
he's down.
Time already called on the field, so Hermina is down already. It looked like Sheets made just a clean defensive play there. Unfortunately, just an injury there, and it's always one of those situations you never like to see stoppages like that, and he is down. Good thing is he's moving a little bit. It looks like he's just clenching his leg, but step aside for an injury timeout.
the 30.
So here we go. 6:50 and winding down after the injury. We'll get another scoring update after this one. 3rd down and 15. As the Cowboys,
This is a big one.
looking to keep the Falcon defense at bay. Scramble left side. The catch is made. That's a big play by Joshua Butler to the left side. Wrapped up by Hasley to about the 35-yard line. And just a big play for the Cowboys' Butler.
Solid tackle by Hasley. And, you know, with Freedom, everyone knows they run. They've run for a long time. Every once in a while, they'll do that little play action, and they'll throw it on you. And he was behind everybody. You had dudes having to come from across the field to make that tackle. Completely caught them. It looked like they just got off Willie Nelson's tour bus.
I wonder if that's the phrase you had to fit in tonight. Who knows?
That's one of them.
Probably.
It worked, though.
Right side defense gets a
that's
stop
big.
there for the Falcons as not Walter. That was Kinney who took the direct snap.
Looks
And
like Andy Reid got in there with the sack.
Reed and maybe a little bit of Matthew Beecher.
Beecher has really torn it up this year for FCA. Popped onto the scene. He's one of those guys like Hasley. Just, you know, FCA needed some playmakers, and they've gotten them. You've lost guys like Brandon Miner, Zane Quibido, Graham Harrison, Hayden Weeks. You've lost these guys over the last couple years. You needed guys to step up, and they've done that. Their co-op with West has been very profitable.
2nd down. Here's another run up the middle by Joshua Butler. Gain of about 10 yards on the play for 3rd down and 1.
It's a good, hard run there by Butler. Finding that right side. Line created the crease for him to slide right through. Great run. They're
And
going no huddle here.
FCA has started to build trying to build a Golden State of coaching staff. We'll get to that in a little bit. So another run by Butler and gets the 1st down at about the 22-yard line. But for the Falcons, they've been trying to build in their own respective Golden State of coaching staffs because they've got former players on the sideline, such as Casey Jorgensen, former college ball player. They've got Braden Holcomb on the sideline, former college ball player. Guys who have gone to that next level and coming back, you know, not just for the alumni's perspective, but because they really want to invest in the kids, and that says a lot.
Well, with all due respect, forget the college level, you know, signing with the college. They've won a state championship. They know what it takes to get to that level. And right now, in this point of the season, that's what you're worried about as a team, is getting into the playoffs and winning that state title. We're going to get a delay of game here, Spence.
See your predictions right or not.
That game on offense, 5-yard penalty, still be 1st down.
That's what happens when you turn the mic off at times. You know, it is what it is.
It's all good. It's all good. That's a big penalty, though, for FCA. A big break for FCA. Kind of puts Freedom behind. You always want to stay ahead of the chains, and when you take a delay of game on the 1st down, that's huge. That's a lot. That's 5 extra yards you have to pick up that you've already picked up. We're going to get a timeout here for the Cowboys.
Another timeout. Both sides have taken timeouts.
Timeout. Offense.
Both sides have taken timeouts at this point, and this gives us a perfect time to tell you that the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by International Fire Protection Incorporated. Life safety is our business.
Yes, sir.
Grow, Live, Give. Visit growlivegive.com. Star Physical Therapy. Your health, our hands. Choose Star. And by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider. Both teams only have one timeout left, which could cost them down the stretch going into the 2nd quarter, depending on how clutch the situations are. But here's a reversal there. Cowboys running it on the right side. Beautiful run by Daniel Wright to the end zone. Touchdown for the Freedom Cowboys.
Little sneaker Rooney Booney for the Cowboys. They were going with the play fake. It was a little If you ever played Madden, it's the fullback sneak, but with an added fake handoff to the running back. You're going to see it here. See? You're going to see him fake to the left. They gave it to him on the right. Can we start that over real quick? You got to see the very beginning of this play. You're going to see the play fake on the left side. You're going to see this tight end right here on the left come across the line, delay, come across the line, bam, snuck right up. That was 80,
Daniel Wright on the rush.
That was 88 or 18. Sheets missed the tackle. Great job by Freedom.
And the two-point conversion attempt by Freedom, way out of bounds. And
shout out to the speaker. Always talking to us.
12-6 with 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. The Freedom Cowboys leading right now.
Cowboys ball.
Four minutes left to go in the first on FCA's homecoming night. The Freedom Cowboys leading 12-6. Spencer Thompson, James Shannon, proud to bring you this broadcast from Jim Warren Park in Franklin, Tennessee. Going down the stretch, we're getting towards the MTAC playoffs. Andrew Hasley did the kickoff return.
I love seeing these deep kickoffs, Spencer. It just warms my heart. Deep kickoffs and extra points and field goals are the highlights of my week. I go through a long week. I get to Friday night. I just want to see those two things. I don't care about 50-yard touchdown passes or beautiful beast mode runs.
Beast quake.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the Marshawn Lynch. I just want to see beautiful kicking. That's it. Because we sure aren't getting it in the NFL.
You have been too much on the Antonio Zeta hype train, and we will have a scoring update that we'll get to you after this one, but you're too much on the Antonio Zeta hype train. He's a good kicker.
How dare you say he's overrated?
I said he's a good kicker.
Zeta's my man.
No, he's a good kicker. I was just saying you're on the hype train.
Good job by FCA getting him to jump.
Yeah.
Getting an extra 5 yards.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense, 5-yard penalty, still be first down.
You didn't predict the penalty on there, but you did predict that the defense caused it. Fantastic job by
I said the defense committed it.
You ever consider being a rules analyst instead of color guy? Deep toss, Hasley again! To the 35-yard line. How can this man be stopped in any way, shape, or form?
Hasley has exploded on the scene. Exploded. That's big. That could tie. They could tie it up here. We could have a ball game on our hands, Spence.
Just a deep toss up the middle on there, and just amazing catch by Hasley to keep it in. Brilliant move.
Spence in White House. It could get ugly. Braxton Coleman, 50 yards to the house. 2-point conversion is good. Eagles lead the Colts 16-0.
And on a 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line. Looks like Adams may have called an audible there, but Flag's thrown.
Dead ball. Delay game on offense. 5-yard penalty. Still be first down.
It looks like that audible cost him.
5-yard delay game penalty on the Falcons. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down, be first and 15 from the 40.
And Lancaster has gone up 14-0 on Classical. Sorry about that, folks. with the
Might
camera.
be getting ugly immediately. And Dooley bobbles the ball, and he's brought down in the backfield. The big man, Tristan Martone, gets the tackle.
It's a Jekyll and Hyde game so far from this FCA offensive line. I mean, right now, some plays, they look like, they're better than the Tennessee Titans offensive line. Some plays, they look like Hank Williams at a Lil Wayne concert. There's no harmony there. There's no working together. They don't mesh. They've got to get that straightened out.
It's having some issues for him as it's now about 2nd and 10. Excuse me, 2nd and 20. And there's Sheets, the hero for FCA.